Costs of solar power generation systems have reduced to the point that for many building and homeowners, it is now a sound investment without any government subsidies. Include an NRGpilot portal to maximize returns when installing a net-metered solar PV system. Rising power costs and political legislation from a climate change agenda are driving installation of new solar generation systems. With the FIT feed-in tariff program ending soon, it is no longer necessary to go through this tedious, points-driven application program only to be disappointed by a rejected contract. Time of use metering makes power purchased during daytime weekdays the most expensive. Electricity is billed by the kilowatt hour. Additional charges include delivery, regulatory fees, debt retirement, and taxes, which typically add 35% to the total bill. Grid parity is when it is cheaper to install solar panels and generate power locally than to continue purchasing all power from the grid. Grid parity makes installing distributed solar generation with a simplified approval process a profitable investment now for many situations. With net-metered solar, generated power is consumed locally, reducing the utility bill. Any surplus power is exported to the grid for credit. Properly sized, the annual utility payment is zero, with a savings on what would have otherwise been spent to purchase power. This configuration is used when there is no subsidized power purchase agreement with the utility, like the feed-in tariff. A solar map can accurately predict expected annual insolation. Using the solar map, based on the roof characteristics, an experienced installer can estimate the available system size, total cost, and expected annual generation to determine if the investment is worthwhile. Adding NRGpilot Net Meter monitoring will ensure the solar equipment is generating at full potential and track energy usage for determining the savings. Using separate meters, NRGpilot continuously shows power generation, grid import or grid export power, and power usage, all on separate gauges. Watch the grid meter record credits when generating surplus solar energy on sunny days. These credits will be applied to offset days when solar generation is low and grid power is being imported. Check the status of the solar PV generation system and monitor the flow of power at different times. On sunny days, the system will reach 100% capacity output. Understand the reduction in grid power consumption from local solar generation with the percentage green gauge. Shown here, about half the power being used is coming from the solar system. Using the live screen graphs, check solar generation output, power usage, grid power purchased, and credits for surplus power exported to the grid, either as energy or as dollar credits that will be applied to the bill. Select any time period of interest from the data stored since startup. Manage electrical costs by understanding how energy is used. Lifetime records are maintained for tracking performance. Collected data is available for download for more detailed analysis, if needed. Determine power cost savings from the solar power generation. Estimate carbon footprint offsets from avoiding use of fossil fuels. These can be expressed in different alternate forms. To ensure the credits from exported surplus solar energy are being recorded correctly by the utility, select the NRGpilot credit graphs for the matching time period from the monthly utility statement. Compare the utility statement values with the amounts NRGpilot measured with its revenue grade meters. Should there be a significant difference, daily values are available that can be reviewed with the utility to reconcile the discrepancy. Every night, NRGpilot will email a solar generation report. If no power was generated that day, an alarm warning will be shown. If optional inverter monitoring is installed, any faults reported by the inverters will be sent by email when they occur. Use these notifications to ensure the solar PV system is always producing at rated capacity to obtain optimum return on investment. If grid problems like under or over voltage are causing erratic inverter behavior, use the 30-day meter logs to analyze grid conditions over extended periods. Maintenance service providers can remotely diagnose problems without having to visit the site. Other useful analyzer tools include the top 10 days, which shows the maximum daily output that the solar generation system has produced. A payback calculator continuously updates the projected returns based on the original investment cost and generation achieved to date. The carbon footprint shows the offset of common energy uses that are obtained with clean, renewable solar energy from the system. Start saving on power utility bills while keeping track of the green impact from distributed solar generation. Specify an NRGpilot portal when buying a net-metered solar PV system. It is easy to install on residential homes with 120-240-volt power and in three-phase commercial buildings. No complex application or approval process is required for a net-metered solar generation system. For more information, go to the NRGpilot.com website. Visit a net-metered home online to see how a real system performs. Contact Cachelan with site details for a quote to include an NRGpilot portal on your next project.